just accosted. But apparently looting here is out of control too. This happened at Nordstrom's.
I don't know. Oh, they robbed Nordstrom. Here they go.
Where are they? Oh, look at him getting in the car.
I've always wanted to see
He just threw a bunch of stuff in there.
Where do you think they're going to go, Adam?
I don't know. It's super exciting.
There you go.
Whoa.
That's a stolen car for sure. Here's another guy that thinks...
2 cars.
A bold crew is caught on camera running out of the Nordstrom in
$100,000
River North
heist
with designer goods.
By the time Chicago police responded, the thieves were long gone, but the impact of their actions long-lasting.
Yeah, I believe it.
Professional thieves.
Investigators say the organized retail theft is big money, too. We're talking a $1 billion...
The police 10 steps behind.
Last month, CBS News Chicago showed you how the Cook County State's Attorney was the helm of the nationwide crackdown, which netted 500 arrests, all from people stealing from stores and selling the goods at much cheaper cost.
These thieves are taking Chicago for everything they've got.
Look how they taking money at Dunkin' Donuts, y'all. Like,
Dunkin'
come
Donuts!
on, man. What is this?
Looks like a bank.
Crazy. Straight bulletproof glass through the whole thing, man. I mean, you can't even breathe on these people. Look how sealed this is. This is a professional seal. Like, you can't even talk to these people there.
It's a bank for donuts, for Boston cream donuts.
Getting up every day and seeing something like this, bro, that do something to your mental up here. It tell you, like, this how you feed animals in a zoo, gang.
That's terrible,
That's
man.
pretty much what it's telling your mentality. Like, I did say I don't trust you. You feel what I'm saying? At what point do we be like, we tired of getting treated like animals, tired of getting treated like this? Like, bro, like...
Lock up your criminals.
You telling me I can't even hand you my money, gang? Like, bro, like, you grow up, imagine you see this every day for your whole life, and then you go to someplace else and you see them handing the money, you gonna think something wrong with you, gang. Like, it's crazy mentality.
Well, that's what happens when you don't put criminals in jail. You got to put the donuts in jail instead.
He pretty quickly picked me up and
This is a restaurant robbery.
It was an attack that literally turned her life upside down last week, Wednesday.
It was a pretty normal shift up until this point. Around 8:15, this man walked in with a face mask and was on the phone and said that he was waiting for his girlfriend.
Yeah.
When I came back inside, I saw him sitting there with my bag on his lap. And he was going through it. He was going through my wallet. I saw him taking cash out of it.
This is the worst kind of crime here. Pickpockets, all this nonsense. Chicago is falling apart right before our eyes.
Security video inside the Dandy Crown on Milwaukee Avenue shows that violent confrontation involving a masked man who then tried to run away, as she says he claimed to be armed with a knife.
When he got to the front door, he...
That's
Just
awful.
2 nights prior, another employee faced a masked man seen in this security video.
Same
Police
strategy.
say the suspect pulled out a sharp object before demanding money from a cash register. However, he was only able to get away with a woman's bag and 2 phones. The bar's owner, Julia Schell, told ABC7 last week that her business was robbed at least 5 times.
Trump, you need to bring the National Guards to Chicago, man. You got kids, man. That's not good, man. Washington, D.C. is not much going on compared to Chicago, man. I'm running. It's a war happening right now in Chicago, man. Hey, look, man. Look, go on the news. Go on the news. Or go on Google, type Chicago. I'm going back home to Africa, man. I can't.
Why are you calling 911? Can you please tell North South Street? Oh, hell no. Can you please tell North South Street? Bro, you geeking, bro. Yes, I'll be in this house.
First on Fox, some shocking new surveillance video shows the moments before a couple was assaulted and robbed in downtown Baltimore, sending the female to the hospital. And that's where we begin. According to Baltimore police, all of the suspects in that disturbing attack were teenagers. Fox 45's Vincent Hill tracked down the video and joins us live with more on this latest incident of juvenile crime. Vince.
Yeah, Maxine, so imagine being assaulted and robbed for almost a minute. That's what happened to this couple, just the latest victims in Baltimore's juvenile crime crisis. Under the city cameras, reminding people not to commit crimes.
So a couple that was attacked by a gang of people.
A crime captured on a city camera and nearby surveillance video. The suspects, a group of teens, seen running from several directions towards the victims just off camera.
Right now, like this armed robbery.
Getting away with the female victim's purse and both cell phones. Minutes later, Baltimore police show up and the suspects casually walking away, including this female.
One female, long blonde hair, looked like she was the main assaultant.
Holding what appears to be a purse. Baltimore police arresting 5 female juveniles, each released to their parents.
I would get a service request to look for a parent of one of the juveniles I have in my custody.
An 18-year-old, Daisha Buchanan, who turned 18 just last month. The brazen robbery happening less than a mile away from where Baltimore police arrested 4 juveniles for robbery. Fox 45 cameras captured the arrest.
Summertime tends to mark the increase of violence.
Former Deputy Commissioner Jason Johnson says as the temperatures are heating up, so is the crime.
Historically, Baltimore and many cities actually see sharp increases in violent crime over Memorial Day weekend.
Friday afternoon, Mayor Brandon Scott announcing the return of the youth curfew beginning Memorial Day weekend, sparked last year after the shooting of 2 teens at the Inner Harbor.
We are going back to the...
It didn't help. They don't pay the curfew no mind.
And it should be noted that one of those juveniles...
It didn't help. They didn't...
People like Larry Haynes during curfew hours.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rucha HaKodash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to the other elders, you brethren, you fellow believers of this truth. Shalom to you, sisters. Shalom to the elect. So anyway, I want to go in this video that popped up in my feed, and I said, well, I'll do a video on it because this is prophecy. I remember some years back, maybe 10 years ago, a brother came to visit us here in Baltimore, and he's no longer in the truth, but at the time when he came here and he went to the bar, he saw all the glass windows and certain things, and I see this in Chicago because, you know, I know everybody should know how Chicago is. And I remember back in the 70s when I was young, we used to go into the stores where the Koreans owned, and they had the big glass shelves, the big windows back then, and you had to put your thing in there and spin turn that little dial or whatever, and they'll give you your food or your drink or whatever that way. They never left anything open because I witnessed them get robbed. I was like 5 years old, 6 years old, and I witnessed a Jake. You had the young YNs back then ran in there and snatched the whole cash register and ran down the street with it. So now we see it just more escalated. You know what I'm saying? It's more escalated. So we're going to get back into it. Ecclesiastes 12 and 2. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after their rain. Let me go up here. Remember now that the Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, meaning there are few jobs. The thing that we expect and how it was presented to you as a child in this world is peaceful, Christmas, White Santa, Easter. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of our people got spoiled, right? and in those that look out the windows will be darkened. So this is why I want to go into that, because in Chicago, you saw the clip. I don't know the guy name. His name is Jason Cash, I think, who originally did that video. You saw the woman was so desperate that she ran up to this Jake that she knew she couldn't win until she got thrown down. And the media doesn't look at this. We see feminism where we understand that this woman should understand that she has no chance against this man that took her stuff, but she ran after him anyway. Why? Because psychologically it's inbred in her head that she's equal to men. This also will go into the day of Isaiah 4:1, where 7 women shall take hold of one man. You're going to need a man in that day for protection, right? You're going to need a man in that day for protection. And these women with these own businesses and, you know, the things that they're doing, you know what I'm saying? They own their businesses. They got their careers, and they're just getting wiped. They just getting their faces mopped. These Jakes just going in there taking their stuff like from a baby. The terminology, taking candy from a baby. That's exactly what's just happening. Why? Because there's no headship. There's no manly leaders. There's no men. They're going to rob you in general, even if there's some men in there, but there's no strong men in there where you have a chance and a man will make the decision, okay, these dudes got guns, knife, let them go. These women, they don't think like that. They feel they can just use their feminine power that they've used to work men all their life and get away with it. Anyway, and the door shall be shut in the streets, and the sound of the grinding is low, right? This infrastructure. This is where the book of Isaiah 14, it says the pomp shall be brought low. Their excellencies, what they call that? The infrastructure. And the worm spread under thee, meaning the infrastructure, the chaotic system. Everything you thought to be righteous has become decayed. Everything you thought to be strong has become weak, right? And he shall rise up in a voice as a voice of the bird, all right? And all the daughters of music shall be brought low. This is a terrible time. So all you people, and you, there's a lot of, I just did videos on this woman that says she don't believe in the Bible. She don't believe in God anymore. She was a pure Christian. Yeah, okay. You're going to believe in that day. Let's move on. This is 2 Ezra 15. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations that trouble thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. Right? This is standing bold for the faith. Incredulity goes to unbelieving. Right? For all that are unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. This is another example, just jumping on that, when we read the Bible, like in Isaiah 49:6, it says, wake up the lineages or the tribes of Jacob, Israel, and be a light to the Gentiles. You see this in this verse 3 and 4, incredulity means the same thing as we see in 4. So 3 and 4 kind of goes together. But this was the force of Old English back then. For all the unfaithfulness shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, and the sword, the famine, death, and destruction. We already see this happening. The Lord is bringing hell, especially here to Babylon, right? But ultimately, the time of Jacob's trouble, right? And then ultimately the missiles. That's your destruction, right? Death and destruction. But there's going to be a famine just as back as in Assyria, right? It's going to be a famine just back as 70 AD and various other times. And this is all coming back. These are perpetual curses throughout generations that's coming back. I will hold my tongue no more touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually, right? The souls of the just complain continually, even with the beheadings. You know, you got Israelites right now crying to the Lord, right? Ones that died. You know, even the Messiah, he said, I don't know. I'm waiting on the Lord. So what you have is a total breakdown of society. And the more these big, beautiful bills come out that Trump starts cutting, the more the prices go up, and the cost of living adjustment never adjusts to what you the cost of the products that you're buying, the worse it's going to get. So when minimum wage goes up to, say, $12, $13 an hour, $15 an hour, whatever it is, that never matches, like in my day in the 70s when I was very young, or 80s. It doesn't match the cost. I remember my first job was $3.35 an hour. But you know what you could get with $3.35 an hour minimum wage? A whole lot more than you can get with $15 an hour minimum wage now. It's insane. It's not the value. It's not the price. The price of the product going up is the value of the dollar going down in order to compensate with the economy. And this is why it's so bad. And then we also have to discuss that the value, the point being brought low as well, is the value of family. There's no fathers, there's no guidance. And then these elite, you know who they are, small hats, cheap suits, they had to institute this rap music, right? And then they instituted feminism, right? And then they instituted destruction to a society, a people. They instituted Christianity. So this man was talking about the psyche. When you look at the psyche, we had a white Jesus, white face on the money. You're going in these stores, buying things behind plastic windows. You pumping rap music, right? You take jobs, you pay a little bit of money. You work hard and only get paid a little bit of money. It's not holding up. And then these little YNs, where's their fathers? Where's their parents? I thought the women say they don't need men. I guarantee you most of them are single mothers. I guarantee it. That one riot in Baltimore, the woman went and got her son and she became a national hero. Right? But that's how it goes, man. That's how it goes. She became a national hero, but what about all the other goddamn young men? You made a whole big show for this one woman who did something that she was supposed to do. This is madness. Anyway, behold, my people is led to the flock as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues, as therefore will destroy all the land thereof. We can also link this to Isaiah 19 as well, believe it or not. When Christians say that's talking about the other Egypt, you know, they don't understand that Egypt, just like Jerusalem, is a people before it's actually even a place. That was the land of Mizraim. Okay, let me go on down. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Okay, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands. This is why Christianity sucks. Because right here it's bringing you prophecy, and these preachers, the word preacher means prophet. So they're not teaching you anything. See, if you fear the Lord, it's a different mindset. For there shall be a sedition amongst men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their hand, with the power of their hand. Right? So if somebody has a knife, and then somebody else has a gun, who you think gonna win? Sedition goes to rebellion, uprising. This is when you talk about iniquity. The love of many shall wax cold. Iniquity shall abound. Iniquity actually means lawlessness. This is another word for sedition, rebellion, uprising, revolt, commotions. This also goes into Matthew 24 when it says earthquakes in diverse places, as I quote the younger brother from GMS Alliance, 100% Truth. That's the commotion. This is also the earthquake in diverse places. Concerted attempt to overthrow civil authority, violent strife between factions, religious disorder. Oh, I didn't know it said that. Religious disorder, right? So we see all these debates with Hebrew Israelites versus Christians, right? Because Christians don't have anybody else to debate. We're the ones that's telling the truth, and we're the hot topic. Riot, rebelliousness against authority. And this is what these Christians are trying to do. Keep you confused, and they're paid off to pay off other Hebrew Israelites as well, to keep you out of doctrine, to keep you out of prophecy. This is their job. This is exactly what they're doing. And everybody's missing the picture of what the hell is going on. You know what I'm saying? Now, us at GMS, I'll do certain videos, but brothers have always got videos going up on prophecy. But this is very important. Let's go back. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. We already see that. You just saw the intro. But we know this is coming on a high level. There's not even enough police. You know, these people just walk by the police. They don't even give a damn about the police. Do you know you can't even, if you get in a confrontation with somebody, I remember I tried to make peace with somebody a little while back. I say, hey man, you know, it's all good. You know, just peaceably. You know, people don't even want peace. They'll continue. The woman, you'll tell her, say, hey, you know, no problem. Sorry, woman, you know, sorry, whatever you want to call a woman, sorry, whatever. And they'll be like, they'll keep arguing with you. Nobody wants peace because they're messed up. They don't know what happened to them. They're frogs that got boiled in water. You know, the saying is, if you take a frog and throw them in the water, hot boiling water, they'll jump out. But if you leave them in there and turn it on and boil it, they'll cook. And that's what's happened to our people. They're cooked. Their minds are cooked. They're smoking that weed, whatever that shit is. It was illegal to sell. It was illegal to sell narcotics. But then you get prescriptions from doctors, the controlled substance. It's only uncontrolled when you have it. But somehow, I mean, when they have it, but somehow these dangerous controlled substances still get out in the street and kill people. And then they have the nerve to say Black Lives Matter or defund the police. There's not enough police now to do anything. And then they use cameras to replace police. What do you think they're going to do with cameras? They're going to put on masks. But what these elites, what these YNs don't know is they have something called facial recognition. Make no mistake, this is all a divine plan for the NWO. To the average citizen and eye, they don't see it. They just see lawlessness. Oh, they're going to put on cameras. I mean, they're going to put on ski masks and they're going to do this and that. No, man. It's much bigger than that. Anyway, behold, I will call all together the kings of the earth to reference me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves against one another and repay the things which they have done. So the media looks at us as the craziest people, as so-called black people, but these YNs were created through psychological warfare, through rap music, right, through feminism, through broken homes, right? So we see here, I will call the kings of the earth. Real quick, I'll go here. The scriptures also say that they'll basically destroy each other's houses with the sword because of the lack of bread, which means food, nourishment. Joel 3:1. For behold, the days come, say in that time, when I shall bring the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh's judgment, and will plead with them there for my people and my heritage Israel, for whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land, and have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. So we was already cooked. For the minute they brought our black asses and even destroyed the Hispanics, we was already cooked from then. There was no way we was going to be able to grow up and be family oriented, because even though it was better back in the 50s and 60s and 30s and 40s, we were being oppressed by the white man. And then what happens when the people is oppressed and they no longer can sustain themselves? Then they start oppressing one another. Their anger, they know they can't beat the white man. He's got the dogs, the police. He's got weapons. He's got tanks. Have you seen? You know you can't beat him. So what do? You fight each other, and when you kill each other, you know damn well police not gonna look for you. This is why these young men didn't go in and try to strictly rob. Well, you know, in these downtown areas, they'll put on masks and they'll rob anybody now. But they don't go into the neighborhoods, those suburban neighborhoods, and do certain things because they already know that they're going to get caught. Anyway, it says because, yeah, what do you have to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will you render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, what I recompense upon your own head. All the nations that had us in slavery, you're going to have to pay, you know. Judgment is coming mainly you, Esau, because you have taken my silver and my gold and carried them in your temples and my goodly, pleasant things. The children of Israel and children of Judah, the children of Judah and children of Jerusalem, have ye sold unto the Grecians. Yep. Not the same Grecians as you see in Acts, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters in the hands of the children of Judah, and shall sell them to the Sabians and the people far off, right? For the Lord have spoken it. Again, this is another Hadiates, where this all means the same thing. When it says, I will sell your children to Judah, it says, I will sell them to the hand of the children of Judah, and sell them into the Sabians and the people far off, right? For the Lord has spoken it, right? And this is the way you can go to Acts 2, and I think 39, and it talks about the promises to you and your people far off. Anyway, you can read this whole thing. Beat the plowshares into the swords and your pruning hooks into the spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. The Lord going to bring all those nations together, and they're going to come up against Babylon, man. And this is why Babylon is going to be destroyed. But this is also, after the destruction, this is also the downfall of this whole nation of Edom, when the Lord's going to put the spirit on his chosen to clean up, right? To clean up the sickness. Anyway, that's all I have on that. Shalom.